Hey there, Joy of the World friends and family. I am Joy. Welcome to your weekly reading. This is for November 22nd through the 28th, or any time you show up here. Yes, this is a timed read, but they are also eternal and timeless, in that these are an energy session. When we all start a puzzle, we don't all start with the same piece, do we? And if you have found this is relevant to who you are and where you're at, okay? So let's celebrate it with that opening. Now, we're talking this week about finding a true reason, a true gift of Thanksgiving, because in the country where I live, Thanksgiving is coming in, but every day is a day to be thankful. Just like every day is your birthday, every day is a reason to celebrate, right? You woke up, didn't you? But it's talking about, this is piggybacking off of the Sagittarius season, about this pure, perfect heart coming in, pure love coming in, the alignment and divinement of both the sky up above and the earth down here below, the unionizing of our heart, okay? And we have a couple of runes coming in. The first one is what we're going to deal with, some things going on over here. I have some energy oracle cards out, mystical shaman oracle, and then we're going to be stepping into the divine, the dream, mystical dream tarot. But here we have released the past, missed opportunities, self-sabotage, and unnecessary sacrifice. So this is what has been undermining your strength, maybe for some time, maybe for the COVID year, maybe for the topsy-turvy, the bit that's going on. Let me move that out of my way. It's hard to say or no, and it doesn't feel valuable to pinpoint it, is what I have to say here. So what we're going after, and what I want you to know, is we're headed for reward. Anytime you see an Ace of Swords, friend, it is the pinnacle, it is the zenith, it is sort of the starting space, right? Esoterically in the mind, etherically, like here, right? High heart, like the dreams of a child, that type of a thing. But it's going for the reward, the full attainment, the here on earth, right? It's not enough to dream up a dinner. You need it in your mouth, because for one, we're human. Sure, you could live without it, but for how long? You do need to eat, right? You need that refreshment. And this is the Genesis card of the whole entire read. I found it interesting that it's coming in as the cornucopia. It's this goldness world that we've been talking about, sacral chakra, coming into our self, divining of our stars, our divine dreams, trusting ourself and shining in our full radiance to glow up, to grow in our glory. That's what glowing is. So this is that divine mirror, the seeing myself completely, knowing and being known, loving and being lovable, that whole thing, the fruit and the root, the divine connection, okay? That the light even penetrates the trees. You can't see the forest for the trees? Well, the golden sun can see you, baby, because everywhere you go, there you are. You shine, you're radiant, and you're divine. So that brings in our other rune, which is the overarching energy here, to meld and to marry and to make amends with this, okay? So this is like supplanting and replacing this. It's almost like putting something in your vase. You got something happy in your vase. It's no longer empty. Your vase, your vase, however you want to say it, baby. It's no longer empty. It's filled with delights. And this is you celebrating looking up, okay? Celebrate things are looking up. And that's an energy of lifting your body up, aligning of your spine, trusting what is coming and what has passed, and opening of your collarbones, okay? Because the collarbone region is where we really enter into this letting love in of the tulips, shooting the straight shot, allowing the energy to penetrate and infiltrate us, because it is for us, friend. All right, now down here we're going to start with number 25. We have the holy mountain merging into thunder. It's almost like the mountain splitting and quaking, and that causes this awakening of the beast, of the primal urge, of the depths of the shaman drum, is what you're talking about. So 25 to 56, 25 to 56, 25 to 56. So we have this creative power of communion going along with the creative environment, exchange of our environment going on around us, like turning from Mars and Jupiter, that aligning power of having our back meaning our shelter, our provision, our protection, that type of thing that can weigh heavy on the mind. And that's the rupture of the mountain that you're talking about. It's when that collapses and comes apart that it draws the energy into oneself. So you're drawing in the energy of Jupiter this week. Hey, everybody, you dream it in. You dreaming in the expansion, you're dreaming in the fulfillment, you're dreaming in the particles of Jupiter, because Jupiter takes away that sorrow and that unreciprocated relationship, not just with others, but with yourself, of not knowing yourself completely and how you operate and what you're here for. And this doesn't mean purpose. That means the pleasure, the divinement, because Jupiter's like all cha-ching, I'm up on that, about pursuing your curiosity, following those whims and those, sorry, let me clear that off. So we're going to take a dive. Like I said, down here, you generating something, baby. 9 of Cups. You stirring it up. You got the world whole topsy-turvy. And you're tearing up the old world for this new one coming in. And I agree with you, with us. Because I will sit on the other side of this lens as well. You're telling me first to address. We have a Mary L that's sitting over here. This one wouldn't go away. It had to come out. So we have the 9 of Cups. All of that red magic that you've paid, the blood, sweat, and tears, all of that investment, all the sheathing of oneself with your hopes, dreams, and fears. And these aren't bad fears. They're like guardrails. They're like the edges of the road. They're like margins. They're things that you set to help things proceed and progress along, okay? That's what's been going on there. And the light is rising in the darkness. And that light is you. And it's a soft, pure, perfect glow. What is happening here? Okay, you don't want to come, so we're just going to set you there. You're coming instead. You got lots of multiplication going on. How do I do this? Lots of multiplication going on. So that is going there, and these are here. So under cornucopia is actually where you're wanting to start talking first, through that magic mirror, the divine mirror, the seeing the self, the veil being lifted, okay, and the mind being made whole. The mind being made whole through the serpentia soul, through the wholeness of life, the cosmic understanding that you are the world. That's why I love this channel. This channel was created because your golden self steps forward. It makes my world a lighter, better, brighter place. It fires up my dreams. It soothes the heart of all earth, of all creation, which then bleeds back up into the feet of even the unknowing ones, right? Giving them a lift and more lightness instead of that negative charge, that static, that zap, that pop. It's the thing that your creative mindset, your way of living raw and natural and free in all of the elements. And I don't mean the elements of like earth, wind, and fire, which, yeah, you can put them on, baby. They'll stir you up and zap you with some good stuff, baby. But this is all the cosmic of the stars, all the elements of the earth, all of the elements of empowerment is what you're talking about here from the 4 corners, from the 4 winds, from the cosmos, from the 4 angles. Well, there are 4 cards here, so we're going to inspect the 4 angles. Let's see what's happening. So this is what Holy Mountain Thunder is bringing in, because we're opening up the mountain. And when you do, you know, all the treasures, all the reserves are stored inside of there. This is what you have stored for a time such as this, is bringing in this goldness world in life. Because as we step into our shine, into our goldness, the power, the protection, the prosperity are all there. That's why I have to clear away the pity, the worry, the doubt, the shame, all those sort of things. So this can come in, because as we know, here's the Master of Secrets. A tool is only a tool in the hands of the right person. In the hands of someone else, it'll be a weapon of harm or destruction for themselves or upon others. But here, this light, this shaft of light, just like we said, penetrating the forest. You've been in a hermit mode for a moment, baby. like Diana Ross said, I'm coming out. Yes, you are. You're coming out. You want the world to know. You're going to let it show. The full script is written, because all you needed was the first page, the beginning, right? In the beginning, you created. And here it comes. You created yourself. You divined yourself on the other side. You've been working towards this some time, or else this card would not be showing up. That is the golden veil of both your destiny and your divinity. Of you getting alignment and agreement all along. And I had gotten tough and rough and snag and snare and like off balance and off kilter and all these difficulties, but this is what's coming in now. Your soul is like, I'm rising up whether you agree or not. I'm gonna just go ahead and put myself in the vase, the vase, the whatever of yourself, and we're gonna come in. How do I know? The tulips, this flower, straight shooter, right, baby? And here's the water to put it in, the water of your moist green heart. You are alive, you are divine, and you are ready. The pink, green, and gold coming in all together. It's right on time. It's right on time and perfectly aligned. This year is washed away. It doesn't even matter the fabric of its days. It is coming together, the full implements of what is afforded us, okay? Restoring the ancient table, the tablet, the author, the perfecter and the finisher of our faith, the full completion and the wholeness. And it's not a completion like an ending. It's like Ouroboros. It is the full spherical that the moment it closes and it seals and completes the flat image, then it fills out and becomes a sphere. So the sphere has something to do with the power being in your right hand. Okay, the power to choose. The power to choose. But first you need to ask yourself the question to choose. That is what is burning inside of you. And you're like, what question? What question? About your spirit. What stirs you up? What excites you? What would be a reward to you? Because what would be a reward to you could be different than what's a reward to me, because reward is joy, right? Love is the energy that moves through us all. It is the thing that is innate to us all, but joy is the individuation of it, okay? Love is the collective, joy is the individuation. So same as your spirit, that's what's going on here, is what makes you feel rewarded. Just like your own decorations in your home. Some of you love the retreat of the night. You would love stars glittering up on your ceiling. For others of you, you want refinement and heavy tapestries, or maybe you like sheer and modern and chic. That's up to you. So just the same as your soul. But set your soul free, because this is the power of the chrysalis going on here. I remember a vision dream that I was given some time ago of this person that was put into the ground by their destroyer. Their destroyer was there and put them down in there and tried to starve them to death and keep them just enough alive so vampiring, they could live off of their life force, right? Their AKA blood, right? This that you've been divining for the whole world. You couldn't be goldness if it wasn't about all of life and pure unconditional love. The fact that your joy is contained in it is what makes it real and makes it delicious and divine. And that's how I know it's true. And that's how I know it's you, friend. So thank you for showing up here. I love that you're here, part of this channel, bringing in the bigger vision of this delightful world for all of us to enjoy and appreciate, to celebrate you and your pure perfection, as well as you celebrating mine. So here next we have the Three of Cups, another angle coming in, because there's the four angles. Your MC, yes, M like money, your MC, your IC like ice cream, okay? And then your ascendant and your descendant. These come together and they're the points of light, like the compass, that help bring you into the balance so that you can create the proper momentum in your chart. And it's not that you create it, the awareness creates it and activates it, and it draws it into the eye of God so that you know thyself, right? And then you begin to have the understanding of the workings of you. It's this amazing symphony and beautiful poetry. It's like timing in a clock. It's not something to stress over, to work on, or anything like that. It's just something to receive and to appreciate. And this unlocks your spirit. This unlocks the Three of Cups, and that kingdom comes down. It invites heaven on eggs. We're having a reiteration of the 4 points here. And I'm calling in my four winds as our guidance and instruction, because we have a whole host of angels rising up here, a whole mist awakening, like all the nebulas are being stimulated right now into a profusion of stars is what I'm hearing. So where's the profusion of stars? We're going for a credit card, baby. Let's go into this for our weekly read, this profusion of stars, bringing in the four winds. Okay. Some of these times that you've already agreed to say yes, reconsider, okay? Or leave early. Don't do the norm, the typical, the staying. Begin to invite a little extra space for this newness, this freshness, this birthing into you. I feel you shuddering and shaking. Hey, do what you want, okay? But also listen to your soul and your spirit speaking to you, because that reiteration, that confirmation will be there that lets you know what really will help you glow during this time and this season, this year. Trust, 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 friend, okay? But see this magnificent power. This is more of imagination, of taking time to dream and withdraw, and not just fill every space and crevice of your mind with something that's already produced and already existed. This means making space for like some walks where you go on spiritual walks and you're just kind of taking in everything around you, or you're cloud watching, or maybe you're drawing, or reading through a book and letting your mind, if you're one who imagines the characters, like you love to sketch them up in your mind. But it's giving it that space, that reflective time, that meditative time. Maybe even do a drum journey, a shaman drum retreat in your mind from some music that you find here on YouTube, right? Okay, but that's through this cycle of the moon, like going all the way up to the full moon. So that's for about the next 10, 12 days, something like that. Okay, irregardless of when you tune in here, remember. So just flow with that, and you'll begin to understand the healing of your mind. Chiron's wanting to step in and to heal your mind, to tune it down, okay? Because it's been high resonating for some time, like peaking and tweaking. Like when you blow up a balloon and you squeak the neck to let the air out, it's been restrictive of you. That wasn't Saturn, all right, friend? That was your energy of Chiron trying to heal and to bring through these new concepts and ideas. But in order to bring it in, something needed to go out. You weren't too cool with the outgoing. Thus, the mountain and the thunder and the storms going on in your mind. A little bit of Mars feeling like flared up. A little bit of like, how dare they? This is too much for me. But too much wasn't being put on you. There wasn't that exchange, that release, the outflow, the ebb and the flow at the same time. They marry together and create this divine wave, this divine connection going on. So we have another angle coming in here, the Ace of Swords. This is you deciding. You've chosen. Because see, once you crack the egg, you can't put it back together, right? And this is you sticking to and standing by your decision. No waffling, no wavering. And it could be simple as, no, I'm not going to have dinner with those people. I'm going to eat over here. Or I'm going to stay home by myself and I don't want something fancy. I want popcorn with chocolate drizzle. Pop on a movie and a soda or what, hot chocolate, whatever it is. Let that creative flow come into you. Let this thing, because that's not really downtime. That's download time. Okay? Beginning to bring in these new experiences. And that's what makes you goldness, because the power, the permission to be you in the moment now and to celebrate and embrace it really brings the honor and the reward to all the price that you've already paid in your life. Okay? This brings about the interest into and about who you are. The reward is picking cards over here. We have the Seven of Hearts. We have the Ace of Swords or Spades here. And the Nine of Diamonds. Your rewards that you've chosen. You want the power to rise up in your heart and in your truth. And to be able to stand forward in it and not feel like it's standing over you under the scrutiny and under resistance or being remiss to follow your truth. Because many of you, this has been speaking and poking its finger around because that's so near and dear to your heart and you've always wanted to. You just haven't given yourself permission. For some of you, that's to be an artist, okay? Because it seems frivolous. But just create the art, okay? Follow your spirit, trust, and take this downtime. And even in the daily part of life, not just the creating part, but the living part, the enjoying part, okay? The luscious between your two lips part. And see, that'll turn back the hands of time. No more child labor, slave labor, that type of energy going in. This is the opening of the moon. This is, again, a card of reward, a portal of opening into the full divinement of your dreams, this type of energy. Those things that you dreamed when you were a kid, a purple pony or some, Hot Wheels mansion or whatever it was. It's that thing that has got you revved up. It's got you excited, percolated, ready to go. That's what's coming in here. That's what this gate is affording us. That's what this goldness world, this whole new mirror, magic mirror self coming on in is doing. It's giving you the permission to be your own best friend, to not be your authoritarian or your dictator. Talk to yourself. Remember, the power is in your hand, your right hand, the actual. Well, the way we get the active potential, the action potential going is we ask ourselves a question. We say, what would you like to do today? What would you like to do for Thanksgiving? What would you like to do this weekend? And you listen, and then you respond, and then you dialogue if there's more intimate details needing to be known. That's what's going on here. No longer being told what to do and telling yourself what you have to do and got to do and gonna do and should do. Does that make sense? It's ringing a bell, isn't it? Because I know when they brought it to my attention, I was like, whoa, wait, hold up. And they're like, be sweet, like that pink, all on your lips, sweet to yourself. Straight with yourself. There's no shadow of turning in you. There's no taking advantage of yourself. There's the offering of the advantage of who you are. You don't have to manipulate yourself or force yourself or coerce yourself, because if you do, something is already going on that you may not have taken into account and listened to. Okay? We don't have to live this way anymore. That price has been paid. The game of life is over and now we get to live. Okay, friend? And then that brings in the Nine of Diamonds here. This is the soul speak. Your soul is the eternal fountain of youth in yourself, and it comes to you as you just relax and laze about. And I mean like lazy laze. I mean really getting into this space of every moment being a breath, having room to process and proceed. And it comes in softly and gently. Look at the speak going on here. Look at the bounty going on here. We have a profusion of cherry blossoms. This is cheerfulness, right? And look at the resources of the mountains and the greatness of the sky of your imagination. Knowing all that is around you, but not having to know it all, not having to possess any of it, but just standing in the truth of who you are and resting and trusting in life's love for you. Okay, so those are apparently the rewards that you will want to tap on into real quick here. So that is what you've decided, because it went face on down. You're like, those are the stars that we picked, Joy, and here is the fourth angle coming on in. We have the Ace of Pentacles. And this Ace of Pentacles is where your soul retrieval comes in. Okay? The four corners of the earth, the divining of oneself, the understanding, the setting, the magnetic balance of the compass. All right? Because it has to float freely and not be bound up. Like the butterfly doesn't beat the wind. It flaps and floats, flaps and floats, flaps and floats. Kind of like Buzz Lightyear if you ever saw it. Falling with style, baby. And it's going with the wind, but that butterfly's fierce. It's amazing that it has these solar panels that is communicating with. And that's backing us up into the one that precedes it, the sorcerer. Okay, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and us. You, me, okay? The lovers, the dreamers, and me. And in that me, they want to crack you open, because that sorcerer is up above the egg. Okay, they didn't have me tell at the time, but backing it up. This puts in me. And when you have it in me, that is M-I-N-E. What does that spell? Mine. That's right. This is your world, friend. Your goldness world. Your power and permission. Your authority and divinement. Okay? And it's all right on time. It's all in the perfect place. And your reward is here. And this is what you didn't want to see, the Ace of Wands. The power is yours. It's in your hands. You are the miracle. You are the witness. You are worthy, beautiful, nurturing, divine. You're making good choices, okay? Now flow in this. Give thanks for you. I give thanks for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this goldness world. Thank you for shining for us. Thank you for leaving comments and compliments down below. Titillating YouTube with your likes and your shares. That stirs up this channel and gets the message out. I love you. Talk soon. Bye.